What's up, guys? Welcome back to Hops and Horror. My boy Rob Novelli, Bo Cooper here. Rob, you cold?
Yeah, 64 degrees. You kidding me?
Southern California, guys. Be jealous out, all you East Coasters out there. But speaking of being cold, speaking of the winter, speaking of the holidays, it's Christmas time here. It is December 2nd, and we are celebrating Christmas early because you know what? There's nothing else better to do than to bring out the lights, put in a movie, and tonight, speaking of movies, Rob, we're going to be reviewing 1984's classic, presented by Stephen King, Gremlins. Yeah, what do you remember about this movie as a kid?
I remember in 1984, I was 9 years old. I remember Ghostbusters was in the theaters around the same time and stuff, and you had a choice between Gremlins and Ghostbusters. Most people went and saw Ghostbusters. I was the opposite. I went and saw Gremlins. I mean, seeing the puppets and stuff on stage or whatever on the screen and stuff. And it's one of those movies that people always ask, what should I show my kids first? Like, I want to get them into horror and stuff. And I always suggest Gremlins.
Right, because it has that in-between feel. You got a little bit of horror, you got comedy, you got a family cuteness with Gizmo. You know, speaking of Gizmo, Rob, this toy right here literally was a Christmas present.
I remember this as a kid.
You do?
Yeah.
Shit, I still have it. This was my actual toy from 1984 Christmas. All I wanted was a Gizmo and a pink car. Minus the pink. It's still Gremlin in a car, and that's what I wanted. Rob, this was actually Steven Spielberg presented. You know, I don't know if he was the writer or the producer or what. He was involved.
Probably a producer.
Probably, I would say.
Yeah.
Chris Wallace, is it, however you say his name, he was the director of puppeteering. What an amazing art that guy had to do to produce 150 Gremlins across the screen. I mean, you talk about the scene when they're in the bar, you talk about the scene when they're in the movie theater, you got 100 puppets going crazy at once. I mean, imagine the people that were down on the ground. You know?
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of a fun fact there that Billy, Zach Galligan, when he was holding Gizmo, he actually had to have all the wiring for Gizmo wrapped around his legs, put through his socks, just to make the animatronics move. Yeah. So this was before its time. I mean, when you talk about, you know, real awesome, amazing props that were built and still look good to this day. 1984's Gremlins. Zach Galligan did a great job. How do you say the beautiful girl's name in Fast Times?
Phoebe Cates.
Phoebe Cates, man. I always botch her name, but she's a hottie, and she still is.
She is.
And it's one of those things, my first love was obviously her in Gremlins, but I still love her in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Guys, if you've never seen 1984 Gremlins, it's one of the best classic creature films of all time, in my opinion. Would you say so?
Yeah, I was watching it today, and not watching it for a while and stuff, and then revisiting it and stuff. It never gets old, but there's some cool kills. Like, one of my favorite parts in this movie is when the mom's in the kitchen and the Gremlins are coming out after her and stuff, and she butchers that one with a knife.
Straight up, just Michael Myers fucking stabbing the fucking Gremlin. Yeah,
she throws the other one in the microwave and sits there and starts it, and the microwave's going on, and the thing pops and stuff.
It's not even blood, it's green ooze.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of really cool effects in this movie. It's got a lot of nostalgia. It's got the 80s feel and stuff like that.
It holds up to this day, guys. So make sure, it absolutely holds up to this day.
It's got the old school Christmas lights.
It's a great Christmas movie. If you talk about some of the greatest classic monster horror comedies, it all wraps into one when it comes to 1984 Gremlins, guys. We're going to talk about good actors. One of his first films, I believe, is my boy Corey Feldman. Great actor, great dude.
Yeah.
A lot of people have controversy with the guy, but I think he's a great actor.
He is.
Despite all his bullshit, it was cool to see him growing up in this film. If you by the way,
he's selling Christmas trees, dressed up as a Christmas tree.
As a Christmas tree. What a great pitch, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, do you know who the voice for Gizmo was?
Who was it?
I forget, you know?
No.
Howie Mandel.
Oh, it was Howie Mandel. Wow.
Gizmo.
Yeah, he's done
Bobby's
a lot of
World,
stuff.
bro.
Yeah.
Bobby's World.
Yeah.
Bye, Billy.
I can't do it. Can you do it?
No, I can't do it. I'm not even going to try.
Anyways, I'm about to choke. It's getting late. We're out here freezing our buns off at 64-degree weather. Let's drink some beers, Rob.
Let's drink some beers.
Beer.
Gremlins.
Cheers to Gremlins.
So what we got here is this is the FRUET by the brewery, bourbon barrel age.
Wow, you're breaking that out?
Yeah, it's I think I've had this beer for literally like almost 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah, and this one.
Are you fucking with me right now?
Aged in
10 years?
Aged in what they call the Solara method. And the Solara method is every year they take half of the batch and they use it to produce the new batch. So each batch gets older and older
as it goes.
As it goes, or whatever. And so this is the third year, and I think they're on probably at least the 12th or 13th year.
You're telling me, so what year did you actually acquire this beer?
Sure, I bought this beer at least 10 years ago. at least 10 years ago.
This guy's trying to turn me into a fucking Mogwai gremlin, dude. Shit. Sorry for
It's
all
got
the
wax,
cussing,
so
guys.
I
It's
use
a,
this,
It's a kid show, Hops and Horror kid show, but
You use bottle opener, cut the wax.
hey,
and
fun
whatnot.
fact while you're trying to pop that bottle, I read that Gremlins was the first PG-13 film that they decided upon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That and Indiana Jones.
So I'm from PG, just regular PG, and this is the first PG-13?
Yeah, because it's not R, I don't think.
No, it's not R.
And they said it's not just for kids, even though Gizmo's cute and fluffy. He's the Baby Yoda, guys. Gizmo started Baby Yoda. For all you new generational kids that don't know Gizmo,
I agree.
go back and look at him. Baby Yoda's cute and all, but this motherfucker right here, first one, OG.
You know what's funny is when I was a kid, this came out in '84, so I was 9 years old.
20 years, 55 years ago.
Hey, you're right there with me. But anyways, when this came out, there was, as far as toys are concerned, there was two things that stuck out, which was E.T. Everyone wanted the E.T. dolls, and everyone wanted the Gizmo dolls.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not done pouring. But everyone wanted those two things. In E.T., they always had the little car clings or whatever. And I remember when Gremlins came out, this car, specifically the one you got,
the pink Corvette.
Yeah, the pink Corvette that he's driving around in the film and stuff was one of the main toys that everyone wanted. You know, for Christmas and all that stuff. It was like
I'm spoiled.
It's like when I say mania, Gizmo mania, is because everyone wanted the collectibles at that time.
I wonder what it's worth.
It's worth a lot.
Well, give me money and I'll give it to you.
All right.
Anyways,
I'll give you 2 cents.
let's try this. I have no idea what this beer is.
This is
I know the brewery. The brewery's
this
great.
is the brewery, and I don't mean it as brewery as like a typical brewery, but it's spelled Bruery. The guy that owns
Anaheim,
the brewery.
California?
Yeah, it's in Anaheim. It's the guy that owns it is Patrick Rue, spelled R-U-E, and so that's why they call the brewery Bruery. And this is the 3rd year of their anniversary ale. The first one being the Papier.
If you're telling me this is 10 years,
it's at least 10 years.
It's pretty boozy still. It has a great.
Oh yeah, it's 15.5%.
We've had a lot of IPAs earlier, so hey, it's a Wednesday. Fuck it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Anyways, guys, check out
This is
Gremlins.
good beer. What do you
It's
think?
great, man. Cheers. I know it was a little bit of a decision for you to open this up, but thank you, man. It's the holidays, and holidays are for sharing. So, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But if you've never seen Gremlins, do yourself a favor, pop it in, watch it with your family. Don't get offended, all you dog and animal lovers out there, because there is one scene that kind of is crazy to watch when the dog gets wrapped
But you know, I was watching that thing, and the dog's wrapped up in Christmas lights, but I think it's like a puppet type dog.
Probably.
Like when they lift it up, he doesn't really move, but
I want your dog.
oh yeah, what's her name?
So
Mrs.
Deagle.
Deagle, yeah. She kind of reminds me of the witch in Wizard of Oz.
The
almost.
first OG
You know what I mean?
Karen, guys.
Yeah.
So, anyways, cheers to Hops and Horror fans.
Cheers.
Appreciate you guys tuning in every Wednesday. And I think this beer is 1 through 5. What do we rate it?
It's still boozy after all these years. And
It's
I've
like drinking
aged this
whiskey
stuff.
almost.
I've aged this pretty well, and it's still boozy. It's got a little bit of that, almost like a butterscotch, a little bit of butterscotch. It's more of not a stout, it's more of a old ale. It's got medium viscosity. It's not super thick, but it's not thin at the same time. I give this thing out of a 5. I could probably get a 4.25 right now.
It's good. That's about right. I would give it a 4.1 or 2. Yeah.
It tastes way different. If I was to drink this stuff fresh, it'd be a little bit thinner, and it'd be way more, like a lot more heat on it. It'd be, the bourbon would come through a lot more.
Right.
But due to age and stuff, a lot of the heat from the bourbon's died down. It's caused a little bit more of a sweet flavor to it.
It definitely has a sweet taste. So.
And I give it a 4.25. I'd say.
So it's not Gizmo Caca.
No, it's not Gizmo Caca. It's damn good beer.
Happy holidays, guys. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah.